have to be living under a rock if you haven't seen the explosion in demand for voice AI here in the fourth quarter of 2024. From OpenAI's real-time API to the just announced Tesla's Optimus robot, voice AI is an opportunity we entrepreneurs cannot miss out on. It's time for us to monetize this. Introducing Bland AI. Whether you intend to sell voice AI solutions or build one for yourself, this is the software we are going to use. The best part about this software is that the voice agents you create can get as complicated as you like. From setting up a voice agent with just a prompt to mapping out all conversation pathways and introducing API calls, all of which I will go over today, alright? So recently I created and sold off a voice agent that can take information for a reservation and create an event for said reservation in my Google Calendar after the call, all by itself. I do nothing, alright? But I put a link to the video in the top right, but after the video you'll be able to make one just as easy, alright? So in today's guide I will show you the simple way of making a voice agent with just a few prompts, the more advanced way, ideal for those who want more control over their agents, and finally the most important part, how the backend works for your agent, alright? So basically the information your agent has access to in real time, and then like what to do after the call. So yeah, we'll go over that, alright? So for my example, making a reservation, I'll show you what to do, alright? So let's get started with the prerequisites first, alright? So obviously make an account in it, but like afterwards click sign up. Even if you have an account, you still have to click sign up to get to the sign in page anyways. So then after all that, you're redirected to the home screen. Okay, so now to start we need to get an inbound phone number. Okay, so currently the only available location for a number is in North America, but don't worry if you live outside this area like I do, there's a solution to this. Anyways, you still need to get an inbound number for around $15, okay? And then you'll need to get some credits, okay? So these credits are price efficient, so don't expect to be buying these very often, not even every month, like maybe every quarter. So if you are from North America, ignore this next tip, but everybody else. So whilst you'll be able to test your voice agent locally on Bland to see if it works right, like there's a you can do it in text form, you might want to give it a call to see how it sounds, but you also don't want to pay for an international call. So here's the workaround I found. So I use Skype to call the number, that's all. So I got some credits on Skype and they last a while. So I test my agents using Skype, alright? So anyways, once you get your inbound number plus some credits, means we are ready for action. Okay, let's do this. Go ahead and try out the easy option, right? So this is how to create a voice agent with just like a few prompts, okay? So this is ideal for anyone who wants to create an agent like quickly, and it'll still work quite well, and you can still use a backend, right? So let's go ahead and go to the left here and go onto the phone number, right? So you want to purchase a phone number here, you want to click here, and then right, we have your numbers you bought. You want to go click on use number. Most of the time you want to use enhanced. I'd always use enhanced just in case, or like if enhanced doesn't really work for you, then click turbo, but I think the best one here is enhanced, right? So click a voice, so you can call it and see how they sound, but I think Alexa is the best one, right? So it's easy. This is all you'll need to create a really simple voice agent, alright? So let's pretend I'm at a restaurant and I want to take the order of someone calling in, alright? So let's just say the restaurant's called NFC, okay? So I can type in something like, the first sentence is static, by the way, so you'll always say the same thing. So it'll be like, hello and welcome to NFC. How may I take your order or something like that, right? Okay, and then you can say you are a voice agent, for example, for a chicken shop NFC. Let me just go ahead and write some stuff down. Primary objective is to get the order from the caller and the address and tell them that they will pay at the door and the delivery will be delivered soon to them, right? So simple as that. You may ask, well, I want some precision. I want to make sure my caller says something that's actually on the menu. We'll go over that in the backend section, right? So we'll actually like upload a menu and make sure their order matches something on that menu, okay? So it's all possible. This is just something quick, okay? So don't worry about pathway ID. That's for the hard version later. Language is English. Pathway ID is blank. If you want to transfer this somehow, you can. If you want, or something like this, you wouldn't. Okay. We'll go over this more in the hard section. Pronunciation is like, if you want some, if you've got something weird to say, maybe you've got a different language or something, and something's like commonly pronounced, you can just put the spelling here, right? Pronunciation, quite rare. Use both of these, but these are new, right? So you can. This is related to the pronunciation guide. So if you use the keyword, they'll be said more. So that's cool. These are new as well. Noise cancellation. If you realize when you're testing a call that there's a bunch of noise, like you can just turn this on or not. I'll keep it on for now. Why not? If you want to record calls, you can if you want. All these are self-explanatory. And then yeah, here's the cool part. Here's a cool part. So interrupt threshold is how long it takes for the AI to talk back. So say you stop speaking now, that time after I stop speaking is when they can speak. So I recommend leaving it maybe a bit higher, like 110. All right. Temperature is how like much it can vary from the prompt. So if you want them to be strictly to the prompt, you want to put that low, right? So they'll stick to the prompt, right? And if you put it high, they'll speak a bit differently, add some enthusiasm, different words here and there. So yeah, most you should probably keep it a little bit higher, not too high, maybe 0.6. Okay. This is for the backend. We'll go over this later, and this is also for the backend, right? So that is basically it, okay, for us. That is all. I can show you how it sounds now. Alright, I'll give it a call and we'll see.
Alright, so as you can see, I'm on Skype and connected my number, just put the number in, and as you can see, call the US from the UK. It's less than 3p a minute, alright, so it's real cheap. I can test it. You won't. I put like $3 flipping in. I haven't even gone over that. It's like, because you can you're going to do most of your testing locally on the actual website, so when you want to actually check how it sounds like, you won't be doing too much calls, right? So let's give the basic one a call, right, and see what it sounds like. So we're going to click here, and you can start calling.
Hello and welcome to NFC. How may I take your order?
Can I take a number 2 with extra dip?
Alright, so that's a number 2 with extra dip. Anything else I can get for you, or would you like to proceed with your order?
Yeah, that's fine.
Great. So I just need your address for delivery. Can you please go ahead and give me that?
Yeah, so my address is 400 Baker Street.
Alright, so that's 400 Baker Street. Got it. Your order will be delivered to you soon. Just a heads up that you'll need to pay at the door, okay? You're all set. Thank you for ordering from NFC. Have a great day. Goodbye.
Alright, so that call went real well, right? You saw how it kind of works. So first question you might be asking is, okay, that's all well and done. You got some nice phone call, but how can I go from there to a to set the reservation to send it to my chef to cook the food or whatever, right? So we'll go over that after the next section. I'll quickly explain to you the real proper way of making like a fully fledged AI agent, right? But after that I'll explain it. But basically, the spoiler alert, it will take the transcript of the whole call and to pass out the time, the dates, all of that, and it will send it where you can. Then you can do whatever you want with the information. Alright, so I'll show you that after the next section, but I'd highly recommend you watch it because this is like the real way of making a voice AI. But if you just really want to make a quick one, this is how easy it is. Just all you need to do is give it like a first sentence and a prompt, and you get something as easy as that, right? Because remember we said here you have to get the address and order, so it's no missing out, alright? Or continuously ask for those two things. Okay, so it's really simple if you want to make a nice one like this. But if you want to take one step forward, you're going to want to go to this section over here called conversational pathways, alright? If you just want to stick with this and check out the how to do the backend, I'll describe it earlier, just skip the next section to the backend section, alright? So just click save. And let's go check out how to make a real one, alright? A real nice one. So click conversational pathways, alright? So just go ahead and click top right, create pathway. Now there's 3 ways to do this, alright? So use a case, so you can describe what you want from it. A script, say you've got like, this is good for selling, alright? So what I've done before is say a company gives me the script that the call center has, alright? They want to replace the call center, they give me the loose script they follow, and you paste it into that and it will create it, okay? Or you just want to experiment and start from scratch, okay? So for our case, let me just show you how it works. I'll start from scratch, okay? So it will just create this template, and yeah. So it has this, and let's just say we want to build up that restaurant example, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and make some space, get rid of this, figure out later, alright? And the difference between this one and the easy one is that you have to do every single pathway, right? It can't deviate from this, so this is good for, this is basically what you should do, okay? So let's go back to the chicken example, and we can be like, hello and welcome to NFC. How may we help you today? Not take your order, help you today. I'll show you why, okay? And let's see what you got. So this, we got the static text on this is what the AI agent will say 100%. So there's no like prompt to tell you what it should say, so it will stick around to. It will always say this, okay? Which is quite a good thing to have static text as your opening, alright? So let me quickly explain these options because they're really important, okay? This is your most important one, the loop condition, okay? So you will have, for example, right, if I create like another one, so if I just quickly just add something, okay? So let's add this, okay? And yeah, okay, the loop module, right, loop condition, you'll set a condition to move on to that next path or any path. So say you put here you have to get the date of like the reservation I want to make. It will continuously like pry the caller to try and get the reservation, and it won't move on. So that will like so it can like mimic a real conversation, alright? So you can see why everyone's like switching their call centers for these, alright? So let's just say, for example, we want to check out a menu, okay? And then we also want to make an order, okay? So let's go put 2 here, and this is basically the process, okay? Instead of user response, we'd put here user wants to talk about the menu or something, alright? And if you want to put more, make more precise, put a description here. You don't need to put one. And we put here user wants to make an order, okay? So normally you'd want to like import your menu in and do that in the backend, but since I'll describe that in the next section, let's just mimic what we did for the easy one, alright? So ask the caller what they want to order. Okay, let's say that also what they want to order, okay? Put a loop condition down and saying ensure that you get the order item the caller wants before moving on. E.g. A number 2 with extra dip or something. Good thing to put examples down. So this will not move on now until I give them my order. So if I like talk around, I'm not very good at English and I can't really get it out properly, they will be all trying to like try it. It'll be like, thanks sir, but what would you like to order? You know what I mean? Or just like you have to get that to move on, okay? And then we can put one here. We can add a new node, okay, and say ask the caller for their address, alright? That's simple. Don't move on until you have the caller's address, alright? It's really this simple, alright? There's nothing crazy going on, okay? And then you got the order and you got the address, and then you can just put this here. I'll describe to you the different nodes in a minute, right? But it's like a simple build, and then you can be like, you keep these as user response, right? Because I've got the loop conditions working over time. So you just here and say, okay, we've got your order in the kitchen. I understand this is not a static text, but it will still say stuff around this. Okay, maybe let's say ask the caller if they have any other questions, perhaps about other menu items. I mean, it's a bit weird to ask it now, but that's the game, innit? So ask the caller if they have any other questions, blah blah blah. Then here's what I want you to do, okay? So normally this, if they have no other questions, you would go up to here, choose a node, and you want to go scroll down to the end call, okay? And then just connect that here. But this time you want to put, we have 2 different options. You want to put here has no other questions, alright? And then just put here static text, thanks for calling. We hope you have a good day. We hope you have a good rest of the day, alright? About it. But now, since we have 2, I want you to go here and drag this up here and say you have questions about the menu. Alright, that's it. So it'll either choose one of these 2. No, so basically, if you've seen the basic example we did, just this alone will do the exact same job as the simple example, okay? I can even show it to you. This is one of the reasons why I want you guys to use this sort of pathway thing. So just because of this one option, I see in the top right we have this thing called test pathway, where you can test. You can literally just go from the start and you can test how it sounds without spending money to call them, alright? So, hello, welcome to NFC. How may I help you today? I would like to make an order, alright? Would like to order today a number 2 with extra stringy dip, alright? So we'll order address, put something down, okay? Anything I'd like to know? No. So this time I don't have to pay anything, and I've done the whole call. I'm testing it. this is one of the greatest options why you should use this, because you can continue to test and reiterate, alright? So please just try and use this, okay? So that's that. Always remember to save, but this automatically saves ACK. But the thing is with this, if you want to publish, to actually use this, you need to do something called publishing, alright? So it's real simple. Go to here. So this UI changed recently, so I think you want to go to, as you can see, this is what it would send, but we didn't. This is the old version, alright? So we are gonna want to go to our version, this one we just created, alright? And just click promote to production, okay? Now if you view the production pathway, it's the one we made, okay? So just this path on the right hand side is the exact same thing we made earlier, and I've just shown you it works, okay? So to actually implement this, if you want to use this, all you have to do is do that publishing that I showed you. Go back to the UI over here, and I want you to copy and paste this pathway, alright? Copy and paste this, alright? And as you saw earlier, we can just go to phone numbers, use number, and don't worry about any of this. Once you paste your pathway ID here like this, it will set all of this to null, alright? Nothing will be here, and it won't even listen to this. And then it will just follow the pathway, okay? For me, this is much easier if you get to control your thing, alright? So that is how you could make a AI chatbot that easy from both sections, okay? So now to take it to the next section, right? This is the whole buying point. If you're selling these, this is your whole buying point. You're telling to your customers, you're telling them this and that, right? Alright, so now for the backend, right? So there's two key components for the backend, right? One's called dynamic data, and the other's like a post call option, right? Let me describe. So dynamic data is the sort of data that's accessed by your AI caller in live time, right, during the call. So for example, we would want our AI agent to have access to a knowledge base of the menu items, so like allergies and stuff, okay? So there's two ways of doing this nowadays, because there used to be only one, but now there's two, okay? So the easy way, let's talk about the easy way, and this is quite helpful if you have like a static menu you don't change often, alright? So go ahead and click add new node, and you can see all these options. You can see all of this. You can always play around with this, but the one you want to use is called a knowledge base, okay? So you can click this, right? So let's just say the user wants to talk about the menu. You can say you want to talk about menu options, right? So you want to talk about menu options, and just put user response, whatever. So you can have 30,000 characters here, right? So you can just copy and paste your menu in here. If your menu's like a bit different, like it's a PNG or something, you can always take a screenshot of it, send it to the chat, and tell it to convert it to JSON format. So JSON is read quite easily here, right? So you just copy and paste your menu in here, and then you would say like, using your knowledge base, answer questions about the menu options, alright? So like someone might call about allergies, and your thing has the options about allergies, alright? So I've done loads of videos on this. If you want a deeper insight to this, looking on the top left and top right on YouTube, on TikTok, it's one of my 30 days. Remember I did a video every 30 days. It's going to be about the Star Wars restaurant and the other one, alright? But if you're on YouTube, click top left and right, you've got extra details, right? So you just get paste into the knowledge base, and it will just use that to answer questions, okay? And then you'd put a loop condition here, for example, saying only move on callers run out of ideas. The callers run out of questions, okay? So you can see there's a lot of like building blocks in this. So that's the easy way. Now let's talk about the hardware, right? So the hardware often gives you more options. Like this is the hard way of making AI, and you can just customize every pathway. But let's talk about the hardware, right? So let's delete this, and you want to go ahead and click add new node, and you want to click a webhook, alright? Let's connect that here. So we're going to actually ping a third-party software that will read everything that we do, okay? So in this case, we're going to give that third-party software a file from my OneDrive, which has the menu, okay? But so we're going to need this software to write the backend for us, and that's why we're going to use this software called make.com, okay? I'm not going to lie, from this point on, it does get slightly complicated, alright? But if you're fine with just the knowledge-based text, where you can just copy and paste it in, and it'll use that to answer questions, that should be good for 95% of you, right? But if you have like a bunch of files, this is what you want to do, right? You can just stay and listen if you want, but this is where it gets slightly complicated. So I've done a few videos on this, going over it in every single detail, right? So if you want to go check out this text section in particular, go check out those videos, okay? But for now, here is a backend I created, okay? And I had the webhook, which is the link you're going to copy, right? And it does one or two things, okay? So it will the purpose of this one is, I used to saw in my past video, it will get the free times on my calendar and it will get the menu option, alright? So it will get the time now, it will get the time 1 month in the future. So you've got now 1 month in the future. Set those as parameters and get every single piece of busy event in my Google Calendar, right? It will have like a list, okay? And then it will put those into a nice format and it will feed it back to the response, alright? So this is what will be sent back, alright? And then we got this over here, which is the menu, okay? So you're gonna go into my OneDrive, download the option, the menu, take out the CSV, alright? Put it in text form, give it a name and send that back, alright? So this is sort of the structure you want to use, alright? I'm not going to go over this in too much detail because I've done like 30-minute video. I don't want this video to be too long, but yeah, you kind of understand, right? So this is what you kind of want to do if you want to go in real detail, but you should be found in the knowledge base, alright? So let's go back. Alright, so as I said earlier, this is a bland AI tutorial, not a make tutorial, isn't it? So let's just say we have a simple one. So if you want to use this knowledge base, okay, like that here. Alright, let's just say we have this menu, right? Use this knowledge base to answer any questions, alright? Let's just say this knowledge base that has like number 1, 2-piece chicken, allergies, egg, and then you've got number 2. Number 2, allergies is like wheat or something, alright? So let's just do that and then just say use a menu option, use the menu knowledge base to answer any questions. Alright, so use the menu item to answer any questions, and you can say you can put a loop position here saying the caller has no more questions, alright, to go on, so you can continuously ask questions of sort of loop, and then you can just say like ask the caller if they have any other questions. Put it here and then just copy what we did in our left hand side, so link that here and say user has no more questions, do that, and put one up here, user wants to make an order, right? And just like that, you replace the whole call center, okay? So you can ask menu items and you can make an order, right? But you're not quite there just yet, okay? So we've got this, okay? Let's just promote it to the production so we can use it, okay? Promote to production, okay? You can even promote to production, alright? You don't have to select inbound number, we can do that later. So let's just double check it. So what we put down. Yep, that's what all we did. Alright, and then we can now talk about the big one, the post-call data, alright? So this is sort of your main selling point and the main feature of your core agent, alright? Not even the voice AI is the main point. It's what you do after, okay? So I've done things from making Google events, making Calendly events and sending it to the caller. So essentially how this works is that we're going to use make.com to take the whole transcript, okay? So after your call's done, it's going to be, I'm going to show you how to send the data, all the metadata to make.com, and we're going to take that transcript, take out the name, the date, everything, alright? And then we're going to use that data to do whatever we like, okay? So the common thing is to send an email if they mention email in the call, all of that, okay? So let's just go on to make.com. I'll show you what a simple one that I've made, right? Is that this is like one of mine from a while ago, right? So you would have a webkit module here, okay? And it would click on it and it would give you a link. You copy that and I'll tell you where to put that in a minute, right? So here's one of the examples, okay? I'll elaborate this a bit more in a minute, but so this is sort of data gets sent back after each call, right? So you have all of this data, right? All this metadata, all of this stuff, okay? And it will give you this called a summary of the call, all right? Okay, this is like one of I made an appointment setter a while ago, and this is like one of the tests I've done. But that's not what you want. You want to go here to concatenated transcript, alright? And it'll give you every single thing said, alright? You see there's an email said here, everything here. And with chat, you can just extract everything, okay? So I've got all the information, the name, the time of the booking, how many people, everything. And we've done that. We've extracted each of them. So I've fed the output of this. I've given it a name called the concatenated transcript. And I've said, I put it as an input into the chat, and I said, do me a favor and extract the name, time of booking, reasonable booking, email address, okay? Now, you might be asking me, why are you getting all this random stuff? Well, it's about to go crazy, right? Let me show you an example when I put the name, okay? and we should get like John. If I go to messages, and name is John Bond, alright, so it's all there, okay? Result here as well, John Bond. We're using this to fill out this bit at the end, okay? We want to send an email, because we got his email from the transcript, and we're going to send him a confirmation of a booking. So let's just say you make a booking to this chicken shop, you get an email back straight after the call saying what you ordered, the food, and yeah, it's like an online receipt system. Any sort of thing you want, you can make Calendly linked. I've done that in the past, all of that, okay? So the world's your oyster essentially, and the way to connect this after you create something like this is you go back to edit mode, you click on the webhook, alright, and then you would want to go on to just like, this one's expired because I haven't used it for a while, so let's just say we did this one, okay? You want to copy this and just paste it here, alright? So we want to go back to our phone number, and all you have to do is paste it here, right? This is where you're going to send everything off each call, okay? So we've got this back end working, we've got this front end working, everything looks fine, alright? So yeah, that's essentially it, alright? For a Blend AI video, we've been nearly done, alright? I just want to go over the small things that make this that makes this software the best voice AI agent, alright? So if you go to the left toolbar, you have analytics, okay? So the data is always useful. You check all this stuff, real-time logs, if the call's going on, live calls. If you set up a call center and you've got loads of calls going out, all this stuff, okay? You can do call logs to learn about all the calls you've done. You can do send call. Conversational pathways is what we've done before. Campaigns and batches are more for enterprise stuff. Tools are quite interesting, but we're not going to delve into that right now. You get your credits here, you get your phone number. This is the cool bit. So you can actually clone a voice if you don't like any of the voices, right? So I've done a bunch of videos and I've tried to do. So I've done Kaizen now, right? That one worked fine. I'll play a sample. I turned on desktop audio, maybe you can hear it now. This is how I tried Kaizen. I made a Kaizen app for one of my older videos. Right, it's quite good, right? But then the thing is I tried to do other stuff, alright? P3PO didn't really work too well.
Hey there, this is Blandy. How are you doing today?
Yeah, that doesn't sound like him, alright? So some stuff didn't work. All you have to do to make this is have like a video file of them talking. So Kaizen talks a lot by himself. You guys always got weird stuff going on. Look what happened when I had to do Darth Vader, alright?
Hey there, this is Blandy. How are you doing today?
Does not sound like Darth Vader. And then I just used Anakin if you're interested.
Hey there, this is Blandy. How are you doing today?
That sounded good. So yeah, that's an option if you guys want to make your own voice. It's really easy and it's free. And then yeah, all this stuff is just add-ons. Maybe one time I'll make a video on documentation, alright? So this is this is Bland's API, so you can do API calls elsewhere. But for now, that's the gist of the video, alright? So easy way to make a voice agent, harder way to make a voice agent, brief introduction to the backend, and the full push option, alright? So if you're interested in making one of these, can use this tutorial, and everything I've made is for free in the description of every one of my videos. Just download it and you can take everything, alright? It's all the structures free, okay? And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and thank you for watching.